talking with the objective that how we can go for inclusivity and educational need and inclusive teaching strategies. That will be our focus. And are you able to see my slides?
Yes, sir.
So when we start talking about educational need, how can we identify there are multiple challenges for inclusive teaching strategies. First, we need to focus the need of the student. For example, there are children with special need, that is also known as special education. I look at the complete academic system into the 4 domains. For example, primary education, secondary education, tertiary or higher education, and finally one more segment, that is special education, children with special need. For I am showing you one image of CRC Gorakhpur, Composite Regional Center for Skill Development. Here is what they try to offer children with special need, the kind of special education. But the word is focusing on, you can say, inclusivity, that is the same classroom, whether a student is visually impaired, whether that gentleman is physically challenged, or he is from MR category, mentally retardation, or from, you can say, he is slow learner, whatsoever, he should be given education collaboratively, inclusively, so that he may not develop a tendency of complex, inferiority complex or something. So I would like to say that how to identify the educational needs and inclusive teaching strategy, so that to make it collaborative with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 4, that talks about quality education and education for all. The foreseen capacity and identification of that area was that by 2030 each and every children will have access to the quality education. And then when we talk about quality education means, first of all, we need to identify that what educational needs are there with the student, and second big challenge is inclusive teaching strategy. This is a big challenge before us, and then we will be talking about this educational need, how to identify, and the slide will go on that way. When we talk about excellence, I look for the teacher and caregiver and parents of the student to meet out such needs into 3 domains. And first is professional excellence, and second is excellence at workplace. Then I would like to focus on why should we talk this way, because United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 4, quality education, also somewhere aligns with the dream of Indian dream that India could become a developed nation by the year 2047. That is, you can say, massive dream collaboratively seen and visualized over there. And then we talk about that our commitment, the quality education, and we'll have an inclusive and quality education. How that is possible? We are having just 5 years in hand, and at the same time, let me try to deviate a bit. At every tea shop, at every food counter, food outlet, you can find, easily notice, identify a chotu working over there. Whether that chotu is having access to school, and if a single chotu is missing, if a single kid is unable to move to the school, means the goal is defeated. And then We all are cultural and social byproduct imbibing a lot many influences, most fundamental objective of any education system. Now talking about the first, accessibility of education to all. Whether education system is accessible to all or not, that's the one challenge. Then second one is first, education should reach, our child should reach to the educational institution. Second is quality education, whether that quality education is provided to him or not. So most fundamental objective of any education system. Now even if we are carrying some of the student to the classroom, it is quite difficult to ensure that the process of education is happening by simply bringing the candidate to the classroom, or is there anything more required? And then identification in the desired behavioral change. First, learning means, in Hindi it is translated, learning is translated as adhigam, not the prashikshan. Adhigam एक process है, learning is a process, and if the desired behavioral change is identifiable in some person, we can say that process of learning is done, otherwise that process is incomplete. Somebody has attended a particular class, but if there is no desired behavioral change, means that behavior is not desirable. You can say education didn't happen. An uneducated person also leads his life using whatever minimal physical and intellectual resources available. लेकिन जो educated person है और जो non-educated person है, the biggest change between that in a particular environment, in a particular ecosystem, the behavioral changes will be identified differently for a person. Here, while sitting in a technical education setup, a very pertinent question may arise that what then, if education means only behavioral change, then what does the meaning of technical education means? The change in the behavior of a person, of a learner in a technical ecosystem, in the technical environment. If medical education, in a medically challenging ecosystem, visible changes, behavioral changes identifiable, that will be the thing. But when it comes to assessment of overall persona of an educated person, he is supposed to react judiciously and respond jurisprudentially to the fundamental physical needs and respond to the society in a highly responsible manner. एक ही सिचुएशन में इलिटरेट पर्सन का जो बिहेवियर है और जो लिटरेट पर्सन का है, दोनों में अगर बिहेवियरल रिस्पॉन्स एक जैसा है, सो मीन्स दैट education process is there, but no learning outcome is there. Now here, when we talk of accessibility, so UGC provides accessibility guidelines, accessibility in higher education institution, and it provides that in schools, in colleges, in higher educational universities, etc., what are the things that should be infrastructurally provided, like inclusive mobility infrastructure in university, higher education institution. And third is accessible curriculum, teaching and learning for all. And the point 4 is accessibility of resources and services. When we talk about accessibility of education to all, these are the points should be taken care of. When we start talking about UGC accessibility guidelines, point 4, inclusive campus life, and then inclusive means even right from infrastructure to the, you can say, pattern of the moving pattern and of the education, important building design, accessibility of the classroom of the student who is using wheelchair, or providing learning material to the children with visual needs, and governance and monitoring of accessibility and inclusive practices. Then accessible assessment of examination system. If some institution is having no plan, then failing to plan is equal to planning to fail. So we need to plan that way. see the global sustainable development goal that was dreamed by the United Nations. I know that in terms of quality education, somewhere it is missing the mark, because still we can see that in poor sector, and where the goal number 1 talks about no poverty and the goal number 2 talks about zero hunger, somewhere the pressing problem related to poverty and the problems related to hunger, somewhere it is forcing the people to compromise their plan to have avail educational system. Then moving further, accessible assessment and examination. Like if somebody is talking about examination system, that should be, we are all 5 education is about to start, and very soon this year itself we are going to provide teacher education and starting for the BSc, integrated pharmacy is already there, medical education windows are about to open. But if we are speaking that assessment and examination will be same for everyone, we will definitely destined to miss the mark. The rules and parameter that is for engineering student, if the same parameter is projected for the management student and same projected for the students of humanities, somewhere we will miss the quality things. And what I say for that, I would like to validate my statement. See our education system. You can see elephant, you can see duckling, you can see monkey, you can see fish, and you can see an examiner. For a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. And what is that examination? Please climb that tree. And if somebody is putting the examination in that way, definitely the system is going to lead the candidate to fail. And here I would like to provide you the basis of my statement. Albert Einstein once said, everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it is a stupid. Then, now this image is projecting what Einstein has dreamt many years ago. Now the curriculum plan should be in that way, and here is a bird's eye view. When we start talking about Bloom's taxonomy, I will not go much in detail. Rather, let me add some participate.
सर ज्वाइन कर लीजिए
And then we are about to talk about Bloom's taxonomy. That evaluation, synthesis, analysis, application, comprehension and knowledge. That information and knowledge, there is always a big difference. Even what is and knowledge and wisdom, there is also a big difference. If knowledge is like a flower of a rose, wisdom is like the essence and the smell of fragrance of it. So knowledge leads to comprehension, and then it application, analysis, synthesis and evaluation. Now we are about to the Bloom's taxonomy new version that begins with remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating and then finally creating. Then Bloom's taxonomy revised, and then old version and new version parallel. where old version talks about knowledge, new version talks about remembering. Old version talks about comprehension, new version talks about understanding. Old version talks of application, and then same third level is same, fourth level is same, fifth level and sixth level is the same. Fifth level synthesis, here evaluating and then create. Then there is curriculum plan, introspection, identification of strength and weakness. We need to identify the learning need of the and strength and weakness of the student from the varied needs. I would like to lead you very quickly to 1 minute story. Here is the story. You can find a mother camel and a baby camel. Baby camel is talking to the mother camel. Mother, may I ask you some questions? Sure, why son? Is there something bothering you? Mother, why do camels have humps? Well sir, we are desert animals, we need the humps to store water and we are known to survive without water. Okay, then why are our legs long and our feet rounded? Son, obviously they are meant for walking in the desert better than anyone does. Okay, then why are our eyelashes long? Sometimes it bothers my sight. My son, those long thick eyelashes are your protective cover. They help to protect your eyes from the desert sun and wind. I see. So the hump is to store water when we are in the desert. The legs are for walking through the desert, and these eyelashes protect my eyes from the desert sand. Just one more question, mother. See, we are coming to the educational needs and application level. Applying, evaluating and applying. These questions directly deals with the slides that we have gone through in the back, but I won't go there. Yes dear. What the hell are we doing in the zoo? So skills, knowledge and abilities and experiences are only useful if you are at the useful if you are at the right place. Where are you now? Somewhere we are maker and shaper of human personality. हम कहाँ पे हैं और हमारा रोल क्या है? एक अगर कोई कार बनाता है तो उसकी गारंटी लेता है कि ये मटेरियल हमारा है, इसकी टेस्टिंग हमारी है, इसकी गारंटी हमारी है. कार खराब हो जाती है तो उसको कुछ ट्रैश निकल जाता है. क्या हम ये क्राइम कर सकते हैं कि जिसका भविष्य हम बना रहे हैं किसी इंसान को कह दें कि तुम ट्रैश हो? We can't dare to go up to that level because human beings is nature's creation, Almighty's creation, and we dare not to relate it that we are a man. We can call a man a trash. I will have to skip a lot many things, but beforehand, let me come to the three questions, three gentlemanly questions. Normally we have been asked that what is the right time to begin everything. लोग कहते हैं सही समय पे सही काम करो. वो सही समय कौन सा है? Second question, who are the right person to listen to and whom to avoid. कहते हैं सही व्यक्ति की राय मानिए. वो सही व्यक्ति कौन सा है? And what is the most important thing to do. और लोग कहते हैं सही समय पे सही काम करो. वो सही काम कौन सा है? What is the most important thing to do. Remember, there is only one time that is important, that is now. It is the most important time because it is the only time when we have any power to do. The most question answer of the question 2. The most necessary man is he with whom you are. For no man knows whether he will ever have dealing with anyone else. जिसके साथ हम आज हैं, अभी हैं, वही सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट पर्सन है हमारा, क्योंकि हम नहीं जानते कि अगले किसी व्यक्ति से हम मिल पाएंगे या नहीं. सर जी लेक्चर में जी अभी आपने थोड़ी देर 10 मिनट 10 मिनट इन बिटवीन Clear? So for no man knows whether he will have dealing with anybody else or not. Answer 3. The most important affair is to do him good. Because for that purpose alone was man sent to this life, sent into this life. This is the answer of the third question. So this is the way where we need to work and plan. Then again, guideline to provide equitable opportunity for socio-economically disadvantaged groups in the higher education. Then there are multiple policies and multiple things that we will discuss, like, and we can, if we find that the students are socio-economically and if they are academically weaker, we can provide them bridge course, we can provide them objective of bridge course, we can steps to be taken by the higher education. Or while learning, we can create opportunity that while learning they can earn something, they can have some good opportunity, good remuneration, steps to be taken, and outreach programs also to them, and education zone steps to be taken by the SDG, sensitizing stakeholders of the higher education institution. Then girl and women make up about half of the SDG, and in particular those belonging to underrepresented groups have multiple disadvantages. Like, and we have the another sustainable development goal link over here that will be talking about gender equity. Here gender identity, gender female girls and women make up about half of all SDG group, socio-economic disadvantaged groups. And in particular those belonging to the underrepresented groups have multiple disadvantages. And the most disadvantaged gender is the person of the transgender. Then social backwardness identity, scheduled caste, they are disadvantaged group, scheduled tribes disadvantaged group, educational and economic backward indicator and identity, non-familiar among other backward classes and economically weaker section, students from the vernacular medium schools, they are first generation learners, and then minority identity, religious minority and linguistic minority. Then there are person PWDs, person with disabilities and benchmark disability, a person with long-term physical, mental, intellectual, sensory impairment, a person with not less than 40% of a specified disability is as certified by the certifying authority. Vulnerable and low socio-economic conditions, migrant communities and denotified and nomadic tribes, low-income households below poverty line. So, child beggar and children in the vulnerable situation. Here, until and unless we are providing them opportunity to the inclusive system, we cannot ensure the better society, and we cannot, say that United Nations Sustainable Development Goals are made out. But here I would like to conclude, because we have two more resource persons who will be deliberating on gender issues and gender disadvantage conditions, and the topic will be goal number 5. That is going to be gender equality, and that they will also be talking about how it can be integrated with the engineering and technical education, how we can align research in that areas. I will be speaking many things, and after that I would like to skip a lot many things that we may have another full length lecture later on. I would like to just conclude over here that India 2020, a vision for new millennium. Abdul Kalam Sahab saw a dream in July 98, and he wrote, "Ignited young minds reveal our powerful resource." What is the need of discussing this thing in the university? Because young minds are the most powerful resource. According to Kalam Sahab, this resource is mightier than any resource on the earth, in the sky and under the sea. We must all work together to transform our developing India into a developed India, and the revolution required for this effort must start in our minds. It is from the previous page number 16, India 2020 Vision for New Millennium, by Dr. Abdul Pakir Jainul Abdin Abdul Kalam Sahab and Dr. Riyaz Swami Sundara Rajan. written on July 10, 1990. 70% of India, 728 million are less than 35 years of age. Education and training is a real winner for India. Performance is about upholding the values of the organization, living the value. This is an aspect of the behavior, but it focuses on what people do to realize core values, such as concern for quality, concern for people, concern for equal opportunity, and operating ethically. It means converting espoused values into values in use is ensuring that the rhetoric becomes reality. Michael Armstrong in 2009 for performance management, key strategies and guidelines edition for program page, New Delhi page number 7. Then value addition to the academic system means equipping the learners with a tool that enables him not only to choose what is beneficial for him only, but to choose what is beneficial for the whole mankind in general. I will not go through the detail in the slide, but if we are focusing for education and providing positive desirable human development and negative human development will derail the mankind. If you can see that the last and final outcome of the quality education is cosmic harmony, enlightenment and unity with divine will, and if not, it will be a terrorist like thing and start working for the annihilation of human race. Arming his own brain with the hard work and eating same is the prakriti of the mankind, but even after being hungry, offering one's own brain to a needy man is the Sanskrit, is the culture. Then look at the sky, we are not alone. If we are united for the good purpose, the whole universe is friendly to us and conspires only to give the best to those who dream and work. Unification of technical skills, here comes the role of technical education. I have symbolically used the one technological hand and another human hand. Unification of technical skills and soft skills are prerequisites of success. Then I would not like to go in much detail as I need resource person. Here is the message to all my faculty colleagues, all the good friends and collaborated with good purpose. If you want happiness for a lifetime, help the next generation. And you are aware that by 95 generation G came, Gen Z is there, and then after that by 2010 Gen Alpha came, and by the year 2025, 31st December 2024, Gen Beta came into existence, and we need to cater to the need of them. So we need to be aware that what kind of needs we are going to provide them and how we are going to offer them support and services. And then question, feedback, worthy observation, invaluable suggestion. Now session is open to all. You can ask your question. Feel free. So here is my vision on the education. I couldn't find any question. Creating job-worthy citizens is the beauty of education, and value addition to their persona is the beauty of education. Whereas to serve the causes of world peace is the sublimity of education. It is here I would like to end my talk. Thank you. Thanks for having me on the forum of Department of Humanities and Social Sciences to a joint venture with NDLI and the Mother Mohan Malviya University of Technology.
सर इसको फिनिश कर दें।